Hi, it's me again, Zergat, and welcome back to my channel! By the way, thank you for watching my previous video and for subscribing to my channel, Zergat. I have now 51 subscribers. Thank you so much. Yesterday, we talked about the two basic rules in subject-verb agreement. I hope you have learned something. It's just a recall to your previous lessons in English. For today, we are going to study the basic sentence patterns. You know what? When you read a paragraph, you will notice that some sentences are short, some sentences are long, and other sentences are very long. Yes, that is also my experience back when I was a student. But before we proceed to our discussion regarding with the basic sentence patterns, let's talk about first what is a sentence. I will give you three definitions of a sentence. First one, a sentence has a subject and a predicate. Number two, a sentence expresses a complete thought. And number three, a sentence begins with a capital letter and ends with a period. For your information, sentence has the elements just like in science. The first element of a sentence is the subject. Subject is the doer of the action or the topic of the sentence, and another definition is the one talks about in a sentence. The second element of a sentence is the predicate. Predicate states or describes something about the subject. The third element of a sentence is the direct object. Direct object receives the action done by the subject. The last element of a sentence is the indirect object. Indirect object precedes the direct object and tells to whom or for whom the action of the verb is done. Who is receiving the direct object? Or sino ang sumasalo? Those are the elements of a sentence. Now, let us proceed to the basic sentence patterns. The first one is the SIV pattern. S stands for subject. IV stands for intransitive verb. Subject, again, is the doer of the action and the topic of a sentence, and the one talks about in a sentence. When we say intransitive verb, it can stand alone. Again, it can stand alone without an object. Example of SIV pattern. Traditions exist. The class studied. I wrote legibly. The first example, traditions exist. The subject is traditions. The verb is exist. Meaning to say, the word exist can stand alone without an object. And the sentence traditions exist is already understandable. Number two example, the class studied. The subject is class. The verb is studied, and that is intransitive verb. Number three example, I wrote legibly. I is the subject, wrote is the, okay, very good, intransitive verb. The second pattern is STVO pattern. S stands for subject, TV stands for transitive verb, and O stands for the direct object. Transitive verb cannot stand alone without an object or direct object. And kailangan niya si direct object upang makatayo siya. And then the direct object is the receiver of the action. For example, the students help the school. What is the subject? Students. Very good. What is the verb? Helped. And what is the direct object? Okay, the school. Meaning to say, The school is the receiver of the action. Sino ang tutulungan ng mga estudyante? Okay, school. Second example, Maria ate my cake. Maria is the very good subject. Ate is the transitive verb. And what is the direct object? My cake. What Maria ate? My cake. The last pattern that we're going to discuss today is the SLVC. S stands for subject, LV stands for linking verb, and C stands for subject complement. When we say linking verb, it links the subject and the information about the subject. Subject complement is a word that adds meaning to the subject. It can be a noun or an adjective. There are so many linking verbs, but most linking verbs used are the following: is, are, was, were, and am. Kahit sila lang ang makikita mo sa talata, automatic, SLVC na yan. For example, my mother is a doctor. What is the subject? My mother. What is the verb or the linking verb? Is. What is the complement? A doctor. Recall natin ang tatlong sentence pattern that we have discussed a while ago. The first one is SIV. Second one, STVO. The third one is SLVC. Again, S stands for subject. IV stands for intransitive verb. TV stands for transitive verb. O stands for direct object. LV stands for linking verb. C stands for subject complement. Subject, doer of the action. IV, can stand alone without object. TV, cannot stand alone without a direct object. O, or object, or the direct object, receiver of the action. LV, linking verb, links the subject in the information of the subject. C, complement, or the subject complement, the one describe the subject or gives information to the subject. That's all for today, and I hope you learned something. Bye!